Welcome to our 7th episode of The Final Bell. Thank you guys for following us. As you know, we come on weekly and we're going to share different information with you guys, inspirational, and just different things that's going on in the community and different topics. So we appreciate you guys following us. Today I'm here with my main man, Alberto, and we're just gonna chop it up and talk about some different things, current events and things in sports, and just keep it moving. The first thing I want to talk about, which is still in the news, everybody talking about John Morant.
Oh man, this idiot, man.
Yeah, man, it's just one of those things, man. Young fella, man, he's trying to figure it out, man. To his defense, man, you know, he's 23, and there's no excuses because, you know, peer pressure and, you know, having people around you and you successful as he is, and everybody want to be a part of what he's doing, and so what happens is, you know, he get attached to different types of people, and he start, you know, behaving in the way that they behave. So, as they say, your environment is a reflection of you, good or bad. So, you know, I just pray that you know, he find guidance and get the right people around him, get the right information, so he can continue his career.
You know, I could give him a pass if it wasn't for the fact that his father is with him everywhere he go. Everything he do, his dad is right there. So, I don't know, man. I can't give him a pass for that. It's like, I guess, I don't know if that's better or worse. To be honest with you, I feel like that's worse if his father's there. His father's still allowing him to do some of the stupid stuff that he's doing. It's just making me rethink, like, what's the purpose of him being there? You know, how your daddy gonna be like one of your yes men, your yes boys? I don't get that.
And the thing is, man, what happens is, Bert, you know, what happens, everything get reversed. You know, once these guys become the breadwinners, you know, they the one that pay all the bills, they the one that do all the things that typically the parents normally do, then guess what? They kind of pretty much control relationships with their parents, etc. If not, a lot of times I think what happens, a lot of parents or people afraid that they're going to get, you know, cut out the deal, or if they don't, you know, fall in line with, you know, his thinking.
Yeah.
So, but I think though, it should be bigger than that. That's easy said than done. But when you're trying to help your kids, man, you got to stay a father, you got to stay a mother, because up in there, they up there so high, so many people around them that want something from them.
Yeah.
Right? And so you have to keep your parents or the people that's close to you around you that's going to tell you the truth. And so that's the only way that I think that players, especially younger players coming in, will be able to, you know, combat the noise and the environments and all the people that's trying to attach, the groupies and the people that's trying to attach to what they're trying to accomplish.
Let's be real, man. How many real men, especially black men, gonna do what his father's doing? And, you know, nothing against his dad. I don't know his dad. I don't know his mindset, but I just don't see a lot of real men like acting this way, allowing their kids to act this way. A real man, I feel like, would have grabbed grabbed him by his collar, like, look, you need to chill out. You about to waste everything that's going on. And right now, who was it? Powerade? Yes. Powerade done poured out. And you know, it's a lot of people also talking about the double standard between him and Kyrie. You know, Kyrie did what he did. And it's like Ja Morant is allowed to, because this stuff been going on for a while. This ain't the only situation, the little strip club thing. Allegedly, he beat up a little 17-year-old kid at his house. Allegedly, they were shooting ball. Kids start flapping his gums or whatever. He went in the house, got a gun. Allegedly, he also had a situation with his mom at the mall. So this dude been wilding out for a while. It feels like the NBA just has a separate set of rules for him than they do for other people.
Wow. Well, I think it seems that way, but I don't know all the details to those incidents.
True. Yeah.
Because the media and people portray things and say things, so a lot of it, some of the things that most of the media put out there don't have any real substance. But the fact of the matter is, when you see like history of certain types of behavior,
Right.
If it walked like a duck, it looked like a duck, it's a duck.
Hey, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So,
There you
and what I like about the whole thing, he admitted that he need help.
Yeah.
So he's seeking help right now. From my understanding, he's doing some type of therapy or some type of, something to help him mentally in Florida. So I think that was a positive. But in terms of endorsements and things like that, that's going to hurt him, not now, but long term.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be hard because that image that you have to protect that.
Yep.
And, certain things you just can't do, because now you are a corporation, but you are representing those brands. And so if they attach their name to you, they expect for you to act and behave in a certain way because the people, their consumers, or who support them, are watching every move that you make because you're tagged with that brand. And so I just think that the young man just need to, pray and find guidance, man. You know what I mean? Just find guidance and just, keep his feet on the ground, man, and just, be the best version of himself first before he be a good basketball player. I think people put him out, things happen for him so fast, they put him out there so fast. He's trying to search, from my understanding, his background, the way that he came up, there was nothing like, thug life or, I'm a gangster or none of that. I think he went to private schools and things of that nature. So all of a sudden, he got this fame and now he's like, okay, it's almost like I can do what I want to do, but
Right.
that environment stimulates that and everything that's going on around him. So I just think that, I want, give him another shot, give him another shot. As long as he's trying to do better, I think he deserves another opportunity.
Well, whatever this therapy is he's going to, I want to get the number to this therapist because I think we all need strip club therapy. Like, what kind of therapy he going to for the strip club? Like, I want to know what that is too.
Yeah, I think it's I can't explain it because I'm not a psychiatrist, but I think what he's probably experiencing mentally, you figure a kid got everything. He got everything he ever wanted. He got it. He got the fame. He got the fans.
Yeah.
And now it's almost like I got to show everybody how tough I am.
Yep.
Well, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Let your skills be your toughness and be the best version of yourself on and off the court, my brother. And for you young people, man, you don't have to be tough. You don't have to, show people that you're tough. And put them guns down, man. And just try to find a better way, man. Because at the end of the day, man, we all in the same room, but we just on different floors, man. We're in the same building. We just on different floors, man.
That's it.
So just try to be the best version of yourself, man, and just be considerate of others in the process.
What do you think about your boy, Mr. Glass?
Mr. Glass.
Kevin Durant. Nigga, how you get hurt in warm-ups? Like, it wasn't even warm-up. It's pre-game warm. It's the pre-warm-up warm-up.
Wow. Yeah, that was freaky. I saw it. I saw every bit of it. He was warming up and he went. It should have. I thought he had just slipped, but you can tell some had happened.
Exactly.
The way he kind of tweaked it and how he moved. I mean, he's not a spring chicken, man. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. It's like we we keep forgetting, like, all these dudes, they slowly getting older.
Yes, they getting older.
This dude done had some major surgery. You done said, what, a year and a half?
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And here's what people don't understand. Like a lot of guys, like for example, in the NFL, a backup quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got the best job in the world.
Yeah.
He got the best job in the world.
Yeah.
And some of these guys who got these NBA contracts, 10, $15 million, and they like the 12th, the 11th man, and they getting 10, 12 years in the league. What people don't understand, the guys that getting all that money, playing 35, 40 minutes, 3-4 times a week at the highest level, right? Mm-hmm. Now, even though they got the technology and all this stuff to recover their bodies,
Yeah.
but your body still is bone and tissue. Like you competing at a high level. And like I always tell you, man, the ground is undefeated. You jumping and you bouncing and you running, you getting hit and you falling. It's gonna wear and tear on you. And so I think Rant been in the league probably 13, 14 years or something like that, if not more, right? And he's been playing at a high level since he's been in the league and sustaining that. Now, I don't know if he take care of his body like LeBron's or whatnot. Even LeBron got hurt.
Yeah.
LeBron got hurt. So my point is, nobody is immune to not being injured, especially as you get older. Man, I remember I went to, I was one of the trainers that Nike came and they wanted to start the Skill Academy. And I was one of the guys that they chose to bring out to Beaver, Oregon, and we created the whole Skill Academy thing. And they brought in, Kevin Eastman, who's with the Boston Celtics, with Doc Rivers. He was the one that kind of facilitated all that for Nike. And I was one of that. Kenny Payne was one of the guys. Gannon Baker was one of the guys. So they brought all of us out there together, and we kind of created that Nike curriculum. But what they did was they brought out all the top players, high school players in the country. Mm-hmm. We had them all in us. We had Durant, Kevin Love, Lou Will. I mean, I can go on, Bynum, all of them in one place. And we kind of did all those drills and how the Skill Academy was going to be going. Mm-hmm. And I had a chance to see Durant. Damn, man, I knew he was going to be special. Long, limpy. His body damn looked the same as it did now. He got a little bit, right? You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, it doesn't matter how fast you run, how high you jump.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Father Time going to get you at some point.
So he was drafted in 2007. So, damn, that's almost 16 years. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Don't seem like he been in the league that long, but I guess we forget about the Seattle years before they moved to OKC, before the franchise moved.
Yes.
Damn, it's a long time. So they keep talking about LeBron's age. I mean, KD ain't but a few years behind LeBron.
So I'm trying to tell you.
And God almighty.
16 years at that level, man. And see, here's what people don't understand too, Bert. Mm-hmm. The logistics in doing all of that. Like they go, when they start their season, they got 80, I guess it's 82 league, 82. If you go to playoff, you probably end up playing 100 and some games.
Exactly, yeah.
And so this guy probably be in the playoff every year, like LeBron in the playoff every year. If you go to the finals, it's even more games at the highest level. So now the intensity of the game, like during the season, I don't really watch basketball until the playoffs, because that's when everybody really turns things up. That's when you see real defense. I mean, I'm not saying you don't see it now, but in the playoff, everything is because everything becomes half court, right? And so you're going to get them hits, them bumps, and you got to be able to execute. And so I just think that pounding, and it's going to get you at some point, man. You're just going to get you at some point. Very few guys are able to do that a long period of time without getting some type of injuries, man. It is what it is. And basketball is a much physical sport than people even know. It's less physical now than it was and it used to be because of the rules, but it's still very physical. And so, I just, I hope these guys, I pray that LeBron's and Durant, man, speedy recover, man. Those are good people, man, especially LeBron.
Who your MVP so far, for the season? between like I say like between Giannis, Luka, who else in that conversation? Joker maybe.
Yep.
What you think?
Well, I mean, people got different define MVP different, in terms of what is the MVP? Most valuable player, right? That's what it stands for. The most valuable player for your team. And when I break that down, what that means to me is who is the player that's not trying to be the best player on the team? Not trying. You can see the ones that's trying to be the best player, right?
Okay.
So their team don't win consistently. Maybe for some reason they don't have the personnel around them. You can say that, you can say that. But the great ones elevate the talent that they have. So for me, right now, the MVP would be, I think Giannis first, because of how he's playing right now.
Okay.
I think he'll be first, then I go with Joker. And then after that, you might want, and then Embiid is playing out his brain too. So you got to get those three. He's playing out his brain. Embiid is playing out his brain too. And then fourth, maybe Tatum. You can throw Tatum in the mix as well. So that's what I think.
Do you feel like Giannis really make other players better?
Absolutely. Let me tell you why. It's because everything that he's about. Because what happens is what you put down, the people around you pick up. Like he played every game the same way, his teammates. So they have no other choice. He leads by example. You see what I'm saying? And so that elevates those guys because of how he played the game. It elevates them. He does make players better, just being on his team. You want to play with a guy like that play hard. Every single game, he played the same way. Win, lose, tie, draw, he played the same way every single game.
If you had a draft like one of these guys now, just based on how they play right now, between Luka, Joker, Embiid, or Giannis, who you drafting?
Ooh, that's a good one. With the way that the game is going right now?
Mm-hmm. The way it's played now, yeah.
I would draft Luka. I would take him as the first pick.
And what position will you play him in?
It's a positionless league. It's a position. That's why I would take him, because you can play him anywhere, right?
Okay.
And then what most people say, you are what you can guard. That's what they say. You are what you can guard, right? But this guy, he does so much, man. Like he can facilitate. I mean, he can play inside. He got inside. I mean, he can do a lot. And then the other one I would draft behind him, then I would go and get probably Giannis or I get Joker. Those would be my top three.
Yeah, let's see. Who did I say? I said Embiid, Joker, Giannis, and who was the fourth person I said?
You said Joker,
Embiid,
Giannis,
Joker,
and Luka. Tatum? What about Tatum?
I love the way Luka play. I can't deny that. It's exciting. But I just don't feel like he plays a brand of basketball that allows you to, move beyond the first or second round. I feel like he's too ball dominant. If Luka passed the ball like Joker did, I think he'd already won a championship by now.
Yeah. This is my opinion, and I'm not making excuses. Mm-hmm. I think he's been in the league, 4 years, Luka? Probably 4 years, 4 or 5 years. If that, could be less. When he was in Europe, European basketball is played differently.
Yeah.
Everything is collective. Everything they do is collective. It's really like team, pass, cut, screen, playing without the ball type stuff. Coming over here, this is what he told me. I heard this come out of his mouth. He said it's easier to play in the NBA. He said it's easier for him to play in the NBA than it was to play in Europe. However, learning the American way, right? And what I mean by the American way it's guys is so much more athletic than the players from Europe. They're a lot faster, they're a lot quicker, etc. But the thing that he have, and most of those guys that come from Europe, is they have those tactical skills. And it's technical, it's tactical. The technical skills, right? We good, right? We good. Mm-hmm. But the tactical skills, playing without the ball, being able to process the game and see things like 3 plays before they happen, that's another level of processing the game. Yeah. And I think that's the advantage that they have because they was always molded that way, to process the game, the pass cut, pass shoot. Here's what I think. I think if not this year, I know he got Kyrie with him, Luka. And if they can kind of figure that thing out, because now they still trying to figure each other out. Who's going to take the shot? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? That's a tough situation to be in for both of them because they are both very good. Because now when you start with players of that caliber, I think once you start messing with the instincts, where he thinking about, okay, should I do this or should I, let Kyrie do it or vice versa? Should I let Luka do it? So both of them are thinking like they just want to make each other feel comfortable. That's how I see it, and I think that's going to take some time. But I do think though they probably one piece away from really, really being really competitive once Kyrie and Luka connects. And I just don't think they have connected yet. And they found that niche. And they got rid of Jason Kidd, man, in that whole process. Jason Kidd is no longer with Dallas. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I saw. Don't quote me, but I think they got rid of Jason Kidd.
Can't hang around nowhere, man. Like I always felt like, I just feel like he's a good coach. I don't understand like what the issue, what people keep having the issues with Jason Kidd about.
Well,
one of the best point guards ever, I can't remember what he ranked in assists, history-wise, but.
Well, Jason Kidd is not only one of the best facilitators that ever played the game.
Right.
I mean, he wasn't a great shooter, but in terms of playing defense, in terms of facilitating, in terms of running the team, he's probably one of the best that ever done it.
Right.
Hands down. And I think that in the NBA, man, you never know because if you got 2 or 3 players, especially if your better players are not clicking with you for whatever reason, guess what? You out.
Yeah.
A la Macmillan, you out. So it's tough in the NBA, man, being a coach, man. It is really, really tough. So I commend a lot of those guys for just hanging in there. And that boy Floyd Pierce, I thought he was a really good basketball coach. Lloyd Pierce, I'm sorry.
What was he in?
Yeah. He was with the Hawks before Macmillan.
Okay, before Nate came.
Yeah, before Nate. Nate was actually one of his assistants, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And I thought he was a very good basketball coach. But hey, man, it's all about everybody want to win, man, and they think nobody want to everybody want to win now. Most people want to win now, and rightfully so. Very few people are patient with the development process.
Exactly.
So,
and when you're dealing with player attitudes, players come in, especially now. The type of money they get, the way they've been coddled in high school and college, and they're not spending enough time in college. So if they consider themselves a superstar, I make this amount of money, I got these endorsements, this is how I should be treated on the floor. I need this amount of touches, I got to score this amount of points and get these stats. And yeah, it can be hard on a coach because Nate is a top tier coach. Like you put him on some of these other teams. Yeah, it's a turnaround situation.
I think, and I'm just gonna keep it real with you, man. Like, I think coaching in the NBA, well, you got to know the game. If you played before, you understand the game. Because as a coach, you got to wear like 4, 5, 6 different hats to be successful.
Yeah.
Psychiatrist. You got to be a friend. You got to be a mentor. There's a lot of things that you got to be. And I just truly believe that the players really at that level are the coaches. The locker room is the coach. The coach who they stamped as the coach. So you got all these guys making $20, $30 million. You making $6, $7 million. They're gonna listen to you.
Right.
So they got to be wood. See, great players want to be coached. That's one. Great players want to be coached. Don't get it twisted. However, nowadays, the teams that are most successful, I guarantee you, is the players in the locker room have made that decision that we are going to be successful as a group. And what they do is they hold each other accountable. And see, that was the problem. I don't want to go back. We're going to go back to Ja. If you look at Memphis, they don't have that many veterans on that team.
Right. I think their average age is like 25 or 26 or something like that.
Exactly. So having that veteran leadership, you know, they would have pulled Ja to the side. Yo, man, yo, little bro, don't, you know, that ain't how we do it over here, man. You know, we trying to take care of this. Let's make sure we handle the business. And the business is, you know, let's go out here and win as a team and make this happen. I really believe it's the players have to make up their mind that they want to buy into winning together when you get that high and hold each other accountable. Those are the teams that really go really far, I believe.
Yeah, you can see those teams that buy into that. Like, you know, you can tell Milwaukee has bought into a certain culture. You can tell Phoenix has done it now. You know, Boston. So yeah, you're right. There's definitely certain franchises that you can tell have bought into. We're gonna play as a unit. You know, ain't no individuals here. We gotta go, especially when you get close, when you've gotten close to winning the championship or close to being in the finals or even Eastern Conference Finals. Stuff like that wakes you up. I feel like Miami has a great culture also.
Yes.
They're just so close, you know.
But you know, Bert, you're touching on something that's real powerful. Culture. You know, culture is so important, man. When you're trying to be successful, like that's why a lot of teams, when you watch them, the culture is not good. And what that means is you got players that hadn't bought in. You got coaches that don't see eye to eye with the players, so you got all this stuff. Then you got the off-court stuff with front office, and it's just a lot of moving pieces. Here's what I always say, and I say this with kids, but in the NBA it might be a little bit different. Probably not, you know? But with kids, it's a triangle, right? It's the parents, the kids, and the coach. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
In the NBA, it's the players, it's the coach, and it's the front office. All of that got to be in the same intertwine. If one of them is off, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
The players, the coach, and the front office. If one of these three is off, you're going to have issues. And so the teams that have all three of these together, right, where they all on the same page and working for the same purpose, and that locker room have bought in to being successful. Because the coach ain't scored not one basket. You know, he's not going to score a basket.
That's right.
It's going to be the players. So the players have to be accountable for being successful for each other. That's the key right there. And that's on every level. I just had a meeting last night with my 10th grade AU team. You know, not the best team, but the parents is like, you know, we lost a couple of games. I can care less how many games you lose. It's how you play the game, you know? And none of these kids have bought in. You can see it's all individualized. You know, everybody done devalue winning. It's about me now. It's about me. It's not team anymore. Me. It's not.
That's all they see.
Yes.
That's all they see on Sports Center. That's all they see, you know, on social media. Yeah, that's all they think. That's what they think it is.
Yes. And what happens is, too, players that adopt that, man, not only when they say me, that me, go off the court to me.
Yeah.
And that's going to go in their life, me.
Yeah.
And so we just, you know, I just think that, you know, it's first of all, you didn't get that by yourself. Somebody helped you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just being straight, man. It's a blessing that you were there. God gave you that gift. I'm God-fearing, so I'm going to say it. You know what I mean? God gave you that gift, and it's up to you how you treat it. And if you don't treat it right, he's going to take it away from you, either now or later, period.
That's exactly right.
So,
And we don't use it the correct way.
yes.
Yeah. So you mentioned your AAU team. So what you guys? How many teams you got right now?
Travel teams, we got a total of 9 teams, different levels, grade 4th through 10th.
Okay.
And it's pretty competitive from the bottom to top. Got like 3 or 4 teams, about 3 teams that, still more like on the development side. But for the most part, all the kids are competing, having fun, and learning how to do this the right way.
So y'all been practicing already?
Yeah, we've actually played a couple of tournaments already.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually started our process in November. But what separates us, Bert, what I'm doing, man, I'm not running out here trying to get all the top players and put them out and just go beat up on everybody. I'm not doing that. That's just
trying to create a team and
Nah.
coach.
Because what are the kids learning in the process? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's what happened to a lot of kids where they don't really max out. I've seen so many kids go by the wayside that had the potential because they got caught in the hype. And we talked about that in the other show. But what do we do? We have this academy where I keep the development up front. And see, once you keep the development up front, then the winning and all the other stuff pretty much take care of itself. Mm-hmm. The problem with everybody is they get impatient. They want, I want it now, I want to do it now. Okay, you want it, but you're going to have to want it and play as a team. Because no matter where you go in this life, you're going to have to be a part of a team. If you're married, that's a team. Corporate America, that's a team. Own your own business, that's a team. You're going to have to be a part of a team. So, you want to be individual, you want to be an individual player, go out here, man, you need to be a boxer or something like that. Even a boxer, you got to be a part of a team because you got to have people working for you, working with you, and working for you.
Yeah, trainers, nutritionists, all that.
Yes. So, the thing is, I just see that winning has got devalued. Kids lose games, and if he scored 30 or 40, whether they lose, tie, or draw, he's happy. He feel like he did his job. But you gave up 7 layups, you turned it over 20 times, and you took 42 shots. Come on, man. What are we teaching? You know?
That's something like what Marcus was talking about when he was here a couple of weeks ago. He was talking about, because he mentioned that. He mentioned scoring. Like, don't focus on scoring. He was saying, I just need to focus on the things that I know I can control, like defense, getting back on defense, getting the right defensive stance, making sure I'm low, making sure I'm cutting a player off. Because like if you're focusing on scoring, and this is an example he used, I get in the second quarter, ain't scored yet, now I'm feeling a certain way. And your mind focused on what you scoring or not scoring, and you completely not even focusing on the rest of the game or your teammates.
Absolutely. And I think players think that the only way that they can be effective is they score. That's starting with our young kids, because what happens is the parents put that pressure on them as well. Like, you got to score. You're not even looking at the basket. Well, the guy was open over here. Mom, I got to pass the ball. He's open. He got a better shot than I do. No, shoot the ball. So now, that's what's being molded in these kids. They want to see, and see, here's the thing. Parents and people make comparisons, right? And for me, comparisons is a thief of joy. You can't even understand, enjoy your process because you're so concerned about what they're doing. I think just stay focused on what you're trying to accomplish. Focus on your development first, right? Mm-hmm. Maximize your feet, maximize your ball handling, maximize your shot, And here's the other thing. They don't practice and work consistent as they should, but they want those type of results.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not shooting 200, 300 shots a day. Some kids will practice once a week, twice a week, and think that's enough if you're trying to maximize. Now, if you just want to play rec league and whatever, but if you want to go to the next level and give yourself a legitimate opportunity to go to the next level, man, it's got to be something you're doing every single day. Every single day, and sometimes twice a day.
Yeah, they don't get that.
That's what I'm saying. Twice a day. I remember I used to go 3 times a day. I go in the morning, lunch, and then I go home, eat, rest, and go back at night and playing games, man. That's the type of, perseverance that I had, and kids are lacking now in general. You got the kids that got that, they excel. But I notice a lot of kids who everybody think is going to be that kid is not going to be that kid. Girls and boys.
A lot. A lot.
Yes. Yes.
A whole lot.
Yes. The hype is a dream killer, man. I'm just being straight. When you start believing, because they'll build you up to tear you down. And so when you start believing everything that you see and everything that you read, that's a trap. That's why you got to stay focused on where you are. That's why all my career, I really never knew really how good I was. That might sound crazy. I didn't know. I was just doing what it took. Because it took what it took. I made sure, and I wasn't trying to be the best player on the team. I was just trying to be the best player for the team.
Right.
And I filled up the boxes. So it's just, it's just a different mindset. And we just got to, in order to help our kids, because if we don't pay attention, man, I'm just being honest, next 3, 4, 5 years, man, you're going to look on the bench. You're going to be all European players on one team.
It is.
Watch what I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you the way things going. Because we caught in the hype and how it look, it's cute, okay, blah. Game played on the floor, man, period.
So since we talking about kids, I want to bring up something real quick because I know normally, so when you're in your senior year of high school, and normally National Signing Day is in November, right? I forgot what the date is, November something.
Yep.
And then you got late signing, which is in, what is it, March, April?
Uh-huh.
And so it's just weird to me that LeBron James' son has not committed to a school yet. And see, most college coaches, like those kids who sign in late signing period, normally you're an afterthought. These coaches already got a team set up because it's a yearly thing. That don't seem weird to you that he ain't committed to a school yet?
Well, I mean, I don't know their strategy or what their approach is.
Yeah.
But I know that the other options are probably pulling at them as well. And what does that mean? What are the other options? You got the OTE.
Yeah.
You got the European thing, kind of like what the ball kids do. So they just win all the options. I'm assuming before they make that final decision of what they want to do with him. That's just my opinion.
So I know Overtime Elite, I think they pay players like 100,000. But normally them guys like leave school and they'll play, just train for their last year of school. But then the G League had this thing, they pay you 500,000, but you got to be considered a top prospect.
Yeah, see that. Let me retract. Yeah, not OTE. That's what I was getting ready. That's what I was talking about. G League.
Okay.
Yeah, the G League. Because I just went and saw one of my kids play with the Ignite from France. Play down the other night. He played with Scoop Henderson. His name is Sidi Sissoko. I played with his father, and they think he's gonna be top 25, top 30 pick in the draft. And so that can be an option. So he was playing in Spain. He's been playing in Spain since he was 14, 15 years old. And so now you're talking about he's gonna be, in a first round draft pick. And so why? Because he's 6'7", 6'8". He played in Europe, been playing as pros since he was 14, 15 years old. Playing against pros, not high school kids. And think about this. These high school kids, a lot of them not going to get these opportunities because that transfer portal is still in play. So there's going to be a lot of kids that's still going to be disappointed that think they're good, but they're going to end up you're going to see some of the top kids playing in JUCO. You're going to see some of the top kids playing HBCU is going to be on the rise with talent. You're going to see it, man, because the transfer portal is kind of pushing everything back. And I was looking the other day, the average for some of the top teams in college, NCAA, the average age is 23 years old.
Yeah,
so now you're not even talking about the reclassing.
I see that. And see, you also got, it's still some kids, they're not done with the COVID year. Still some kids who are still in that group who has the option to take an additional COVID year. And of course you got, it ain't 4 years no more. Now you can do 5 years. You can be a grad student. So in essence, you can see kids that can, be in school for 6 years, which I think is ridiculous.
It is, but that's the world we're living in under the circumstances. And I think a lot of people are taking advantage of that. And then the fact that some of the people, even with that also, these kids reclassing 2 times, and then you got that. That's why a lot of times guys graduate from college, they be 25, 26. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of pushing things back. And you're talking about a high school kid from a maturation standpoint. It's almost like he coming playing with grown men out of high school. You know, he's 17. You playing with guys 20, 23 years old. You picture that, 6 years older than you. That's like you 10 years old playing with kids 4 years old.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, from a maturation standpoint, it's going to be hard. And if a kid haven't switched over to a more mature athletic mindset, mature athletic mindset, and that's an issue because you got a lot of these kids out here. I'm going to give you an example. My 5th grade team, I got a couple of kids on there, got mature mindset. You can put them with 5th, 6th graders, they going to perform because they got a mature athletic mindset. So, you know, some kids have it, some kids develop it, some kids never really get it.
I feel like they just, I mean, you might be right. They're trying to weigh their options. I feel like it's a lot of stuff that's going on, you know, because, you know, Bronny was listed. He didn't even make first team all region, you know, for his, when their regional team came out last week. And that's what made LeBron James, you know, post his tweet talking about my son better than some of these guys I'm looking at on League Pass. Like, there's no way in the hell your son is better than anybody in the NBA right now. It's impossible.
Yeah.
The 15th man on the 30th ranked team in the league will bust your son's ass with one hand behind his back. Like, I think it's, I don't know, I feel like they're just trying to push a narrative. But I don't know. I wonder if it's hate. Like, did they vote him on second team on purpose, or if it's real? You know, if it's a real.
I mean, Bert, think about it, man. You watched him play. What do you think? You seen him play?
He's a decent guard. He's undersized to be an NBA guard. He don't have the athleticism that like somebody else's height, like Ja Morant has at that height. So I don't see it, you know. He's not an amazing shooter. He ain't no lights out shooter, which, you know, a lot of guys get better at shooting in college. So I can see that. I don't know, man. I feel like LeBron's going to use his platform to get his kid where he want him to be.
And, hey, man, don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's true. I get it.
But you know what? Let me say this, though. I had a player. He ended up being the 6th man of the year. You know Lou Will.
Yeah.
Started working with Lou when he was like 12, 13 years old. And when I see players where they start talking about the NBA out of high school, because Lou came out of high school, and I saw what I saw, and I helped him with what he had, but he had something that was special that you can't teach. Lou had a knack for putting the ball in the goal. Bro, it was almost like he was just sticking the ball in the basket, bro. Like he shoot 30 feet away from the basket. It's like he stick the ball in the basket. It was like that, Coach. Like when you really know when a guy shoot the basketball and the nets don't move,
right?
That's when you know that's a gift. That's a gifted scorer.
Yeah.
Lou was a gifted scorer, so you knew he was going to be different. Now, mind me, I didn't know that he was going to go, you know, because the mock draft started saying he was going to be top 10. But that failed. But even though he went like 43, he went. And he went to Philly, which was cool, with Allen.
What year was that?
Lou, I think Lou came out, 2000, was it 2004? No, 2004, 2007. Don't quote me. Yeah, somewhere along in there. Yeah. So, yeah.
So AI was still there then?
Yeah. He got drafted to Philly with AI. And, you know, seeing how AI handled his business, AI, you know, we go out stay all night and come back the next day and get 60 on you. You know what I'm saying? And you know.
Oh, yeah, 05, okay.
Yeah, 05, man. And Lou came in the league, man. Let me tell you. Lou's damn near the same size he is now as he was in high school. So it's a myth when people talk about the size. If you got the goods and you got the gifts, you got it. You got it. So, and that's why the ball kid, he had it coming out of school. He had the gift. Then he went to Europe, right? And that just just made things much better for him because now he learned he had a chance to play against pros over there that played the game the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he came back, now he processing like for real in slow motion. He was already processing slow motion, but it forced him to play the game a certain way over there. And that's why I think that they, LeBron crew, they kind of trying to figure out, okay, what's going to be the best route to help him get there.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm pretty sure one way or another they're gonna get him in there because hey, LeBron and the people that write them checks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make the decision. He's gonna control that narrative.
It's gonna be interesting to see, man. I know. I think that second boy is gonna be special though.
Right.
Bryce. Bryce is a beast already, and he's in what? I think 9th grade.
He got the size too in that length.
God Almighty, and he's strong. Like he gonna be different.
Yeah.
And he can shoot from the outside.
Yeah.
He's a better shooter than Bronny at that size. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey man, we just gotta, hey, wait and see, man. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a lot of things that's coming down. I think your boy Westbrook, everywhere he go, man, he brings a certain type of energy. I mean, I like that guy, but the energy that he brings, man, remember what I told you, man, like that locker room, man, let me tell you something. You have one piece off, it throws off the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I like Westbrook and with the Clippers, man. I feel like that's probably what he wanted initially.
Uh-huh.
Him and PG, I think they all knew each other. They all from the same area.
Uh-huh.
Is Kawhi from California too? I ain't sure.
I think so.
Yeah, so them kids, I mean, they living the dream right now. You playing in your hometown, playing with your, high school AAU buddy.
But you got to look at this though too, Bert. All of them guys getting up into the years, man.
That's true. Yeah.
All of them, they getting up in there, man. So that window is getting ready to close.
Let's see, what are Clippers at?
Yeah.
They're 6 right now.
Yeah, that window getting ready to close.
Yeah.
That West is a beast, man. I mean,
it is.
Man, it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna pan out because you got Sacramento playing their butts off.
I can't believe. I just can't believe. Like, I haven't seen the Kings rank this high since Chris Webber was there.
Right.
Yeah, they playing really, really good.
But why though? Why all of a sudden? I mean, they got the right players, but why all of a sudden they are playing at a really, really high level collectively and being successful?
And this last trade that they made, I wonder if this really made them better, or if it. I'm just curious how it's gonna pan out over the next, let's say, 10 to 15 games.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Mike Brown, the coach, got championship pedigree. So he understands what it takes.
Right.
But here's what we talked about. Is the coach, the players, and the front office have to be on the same page. I feel like they finally got all the right players in the positions. The guy Sabonis is probably one of the most underrated players in the NBA. He can do everything. He can score, he can shoot it, he can pass the heck out of his ball. Similar to his dad. His dad was a bigger version, Sabonis. That was his father playing in the NBA. I had a chance to play against him in Europe. He was a 7'2" small forward.
Yeah, Sabonis he was special.
Yes.
I hate that he got over to the NBA so late.
Yes. Yes.
He was special.
I caught him in his prime, man. I'm telling you, he was a problem, a serious problem with that size. But Sacramento is doing the thing, man. And they defending, and they got some guys that can really, really, really put the ball in the basket.
They do.
So they wanted the surprise teams for everybody. And then the other day, who's that? Steph Curry. Somebody made a comment about Chris Paul. Said this is not 2014. You see that?
No, I did. I missed that.
Yeah, he made a comment, man. He said, this is not 2014. I was trying to feed into that. He said, this is not 2014. What's going on? And so I interpreted that. He was like, man, look, you can't touch me now, you know. Chris Paul on his way, you know what I mean? He got years on his career. He got 16, 17 years in the league.
He do.
More,
He do.
And so, you know, just these guys trying to, you know, one, stay healthy, but two, just keep up and stay on that level. You know, that's easy said and done. I'm going to tell you, that's a lot on your body the older you get.
It is.
You know? Because people don't understand the logistics, the flying here at night, getting in town 4 o'clock in the morning, then you had to get up, go to shoot around, you had to go shoot, then you had to go play a game. It's the logistics. Then you got to get on a flight, fly out, go to another city. Like the logistics, a lot of times it has its wear and tear. And then if you're coming from the east and you go to the west, just say you go up in Denver, where the altitude, where the air is thin, and you out there running, man, you be about to die
That's
out
a
there,
different
man.
toll on your body. It is.
Yeah,
man.
it's gonna take a toll on you, man, at some point. But you know,
And you know, Chris Paul. I mean, you know, Chris has always had a history of being hurt, getting hurt all the time. Anyway,
yeah,
in the playoffs, you know, while he was with the Clippers.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, Bert. So we're gonna lead us at this, man. For our young people out there, and if you got any ambition, and I'm not gonna sit here and say, hey, man, you can't play in the NBA, but be realistic, man. Be realistic with yourself, and you know, don't play games with yourself. You know if you're doing the work to play. No, first of all, you know if you got that type of potential, right? Now, size do matter, but my thing is, if you good enough, you big enough. That's my opinion. But having the right mindset, you can see the guys that got the goods, got the stuff that the special stuff, that special sauce, right? Where you can handle and shoot it no matter who playing, who can guard. You got to have a unique skill, right? Then on top of that, you have to have the right mindset and a work ethic. Because if you got the talent and you saying that you want to play in the NBA, but you ain't working out 2-3 times a day, you're not gonna it's gonna be tough. Now you're not being honest with yourself. So if you make that decision, hey, this is what I want to do, and you're not doing the work, you playing games with yourself. You playing games with yourself. So if you say I just want to be in the NBA and you're not doing the work, because work without faith is dead. So make sure if you make that commitment, because look now, it's only 0.0.1% of guys that make it to that level. Then now, ready for this? You got the G League guys that's waiting outdoors. Now you got all the college players. Oh yeah, guess what? And you got the Europeans. So look at the pool of players. So what's going to make you perfect, special enough to get one of those opportunities? Think about it. So my point to you is, I'm not going to tell you can't. I would never tell anybody they can't. But be realistic, man. Be realistic. Be the best version of yourself and get all those valuable tools out of the game in the process that's going to help you with your life. Don't neglect those. Being a good team player, right? Playing hard, playing smart, playing together. Uplifting, encouraging other people. That will go to your life. So stay focused on those things. But last but not least, have faith. Good things will happen. Till next time, we'll see you. Thanks for listening.